Manaswi. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good too. So, how are you? Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay, I'm Manasvi Sharma. I am doing first year BA Psychology in ILM University, Greater Noida. I've always been really interested in psychology and how our minds shape are shaped by environment and how we behave around certain people and around certain situations. So that's why I'm pursuing psychology.
Okay, that is really nice. So, to begin with our interview, why do you think people relate to certain characters? Like, since you said you found people very interesting and that's why you pursued psychology. So, why do you think people relate to certain characters more than others?
I think the most relatable characters in movies or any books that you read are the ones that are the most human, that have the most flaws, that have the most real world problems going on in their life, that struggle the most because we see them as human. We see their struggle. We don't just see the glamorous side or we just don't see the shiny part. We actually see what bothers that person and how, if they do or do not rise above it, and how they cope with every single thing that is happening in their life. So I think that's what makes some characters really special and stand out the most.
Yeah, like you relate to them a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah. So who do you relate to? Shah Rukh Khan from Dear Zindagi?
Hopefully someday. Yeah, I hope to be a good therapist.
Okay. So, building on that point only, what is the importance of mental and health awareness, do you think, in cinema?
I think it's really important, especially through film and media, because that is how mass information is consumed nowadays. That is the main source of our information, the main source of where our opinions and ideas come from. Like if we take the example of Dear Zindagi, um, पहले लोगों को ऐसा लगता था कि अच्छा पागलों की डॉक्टर है थेरेपिस्ट के पास थेरेपिस्ट लाइक शी मस्ट बी क्रेजी इफ शी इज गोइंग टू सी अ मेंटल हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल या समथिंग लाइक दैट बट द वे जो थेरेपी सेशंस उस मूवी में दिखाए थे जिस तरीके से उनको प्रेजेंट किया था आई थिंक वो बहुत नॉर्मलाइज हो गया था कि अच्छा इज जस्ट टू पीपल सिटिंग इन अ रूम एंड वन पर्सन इज बीइंग हेल्प डॉक्टर ही तो है वो जैसे आप सर दर्द
Hmm.
के लिए जाते हो वैसे आप अपने मेंटल प्रॉब्लम्स के लिए भी
या
जाते हो।
अपनी फीलिंग्स शेयर करने के लिए.
हाँ, तो आई थिंक Alia Bhatt's character was also going through very normal like day to day problems which every person goes through
या
childhood में problems थी day to day problems थी stressors थे life में parents के साथ नहीं बनती थी I feel like that is so many people go through that and seeing someone like them actually get therapy and heal from it would have probably benefited a lot of people.
Yeah, I do believe that as well. So, how do you think movies like Animal shape the thinking of the society? Like, it is a very stark contrast between Dear Zindagi and then coming to
Yeah.
Animal.
Yeah. Again, like मैंने अभी बोला कि it is the main source of our opinions and the main source of our behavior also actually. I mean movies में कोई भी a star has a certain look and वो चीज़ trend बन जाती है. So why do
Hmm.
people not think कि अगर if he a star behaves a certain way or acts a certain way वो चीज़ लोग क्यों नहीं अपनाएंगे? You
Hmm.
know, and the thing is it's okay to have negative characters, it's okay to have flawed characters. Again, that's what makes those characters special and memorable and relatable. But um like Animal, when Ranveer Singh's character was just
Ranveer
so
Kapoor
normal.
actually.
Oh
Ranveer
right,
Singh,
Kapoor,
yeah,
sorry,
Ranveer Singh is different.
confused, okay, right,
It's
sorry.
okay.
So when his character was so normalized and glamorized ki, oh what
Hmm.
he's doing is so cool, I think that's where a lot of people they see it and they encode it as oh that's okay, that's an okay thing to do, that's a cool thing to do, अगर हम भी ये
Yeah.
करेंगे शायद वो चीज cool रहेगी.
Yeah, I think like films like Kabir Singh and Animal portray like a certain
Yeah.
stereotype even for men. Like we have always seen that women are stereotyped to extremes in movies and cinema. But I think movies like these also stereotype men to a certain extent. Like you have to be that alpha male or you're good for nothing. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So why are ethical movies like Mrs. and Lapata Ladies that like showcase and portray the reality of women without stereotyping them? Why do you think they are important?
I think because when you mentioned Animal and Kabir Singh, these movies intentionally or unintentionally they target young audiences.
Hmm.
जिनके माइंड्स शेप हो रहे हैं, दे आर लाइक क्ले, दे आर बीइंग मोल्डेड। तो आप उनको जो दिखाओगे वो वही समझेंगे एंड उसी को सही समझेंगे। um, जैसे लापता लेडीज में, आई थिंक वी सॉ वुमेन सर्च फॉर आइडेंटिटी। तो बोथ द वुमेन, बोथ द कैरेक्टर्स का सर्च फॉर आइडेंटिटी वी सॉ कि इट्स नॉट द वेल दैट वाज अ प्रॉब्लम, घूंघट एज अ होल इज नॉट अ
Yeah.
प्रॉब्लम, इट्स द कॉन्सेप्ट कि ओ दीज टू वुमेन आर नॉट सीन एज इंडिविजुअल्स, दे आर जस्ट ओ किसी की बीवियां है ये,
Hmm.
you know they are wives,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
them finding their own path, them finding their own identities, even in Mrs. when she was able to leave her husband, when she was able to fight for herself. I think when we see these women being empowered, it gives a lot of people gives a lot of people the courage to be empowered and to take the steps that maybe they would not have taken to make themselves safe.
Yeah, like even in Mrs. Like at the last it is portrayed how the man moves on with his life and remarries. So it really builds a question like, are films a reflection of society or do they actually shape the society?
I think it's a cycle. It
Yeah.
goes both ways. Um, Films do shape our minds, as I said, they mold our minds. What we see on screen, sometimes we think it's okay to act that way, but again, um, producers, directors, they see trends, they see what's happening in society, and they pick up on that, so that it feels more real to the people. So it feels more relatable to the people, as I said. And if
Hmm.
अगर वो चीज negatively जाती है, for example, if society is going in a conservative way, people will make more conservative films. जैसे आजकल वायलेंस बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है हर चीज
Yeah.
को लेके,
Yeah.
सो ज्यादा ऐसी धुरंधर एंड ऐसी टाइप की फिल्म्स बन
Hmm.
रही है, दैट इन टर्न creates more violence in people के mind, because that's what they see, that's what they think is oh glamorous, that's what they think is so cool, and it's just a cycle जो और ही और radicalize करता जाता है.
Yeah, so like ethically making movies ethically is really important at this time period
It
of time
is very important.
because yeah, because you have to, and some you mentioned, I like to bring that up as well. You mentioned that कि बच्चों को जो बचपन से सिखाया जाता है वो वही सीखते हैं, and I have personally noticed the genre of children in Bollywood has disappeared after 2010s. Like we grew up to ये I think Bhootnath and all these kind of movies, we don't see that anymore. And like it really brings up the questions like, should the movies be made for children? Is it a non-profitable market, that is why it is not being made, or the children should just adapt to the adult content?
I don't think it's okay to ask children to adapt to adult content.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that way they are children. Please don't make them grow up any faster.
Exactly.
आज के टाइम में ऑलरेडी बहुत बड़े हो
Ah,
रहे हैं
yeah,
बच्चे.
that is
I
so
think it
true.
maybe it is because it's not profitable. बच्चों की मूवी बच्चे देखने जाएंगे, शायद उनके साथ एक पेरेंट चला जाएगा. एडल्ट मूवीज या फिर जो जनरल ऑडियंस के लिए मूवीज होती है वो बच्चे के
Hmm.
साथ पूरी फैमिली देखने जाती है. So I think that's why it's more profitable. So पहले I feel like there was like a heart and soul in Bollywood
Yeah,
specifically, जो अभी थोड़ा सा I've
yeah,
seen it as a customer, I've seen it decrease a bit, so maybe that's
yeah.
why, but it's really important to make movies for kids.
Yeah, because brands like Disney and Pixar are built on children. So, like, if somebody can make such big things out of just children as audience, so why can't Bollywood do the same?
Exactly, and it's not like कि, children's themes are very childish, like Inside
Yeah,
Out. It's a children's
exactly.
movie, but it's
Yeah,
so important for everyone to see. I feel
exactly.
like kids movies like Bhootnath you mentioned, I feel like they show us kindness, they show us a
Hmm,
sacrifice, they show us empathy. These are the things that चिल्ड्रन आज हम ये बच्चों को सिखाते हैं, बट आई फील लाइक आज के टाइम एडल्ट्स को ज्यादा सिखाने की जरूरत
exactly.
है.
Yeah, and somewhere or the other, because we grew up with those films and with those characteristics, we saw that in the society. That is why we were able to adapt, and that is why we have those qualities. Whereas children that are growing to YouTube shorts these days, they don't have that.
Exactly. Children nowadays are growing up to influencers. That's why उनको
Hmm.
Sephora के products चाहिए. That's why they want those kind of things that the influencers promote. They promote a certain lifestyle. They promote luxury. They promote themselves. They promote exclusivity, which is not for a child to have. If you grow up and you want that, that's different. But for a child, you need whimsy. You need love.
Yeah.
You need nourishment. All those things कोई दिखा ही नहीं रहा. So how will a child realize that he or she needs it?
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so that was our segment. Thank you so much, Manasvi, for giving us
Thank
an
you so much.
insight into the psychology of films. Hope you enjoyed.
I did. Thank
Okay,
you so
thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.